How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're doing something a bit different from the usual video. Instead of just talking from a script as I almost always do, I figured today I'd go unscripted and do something a bit more fun and interactive with you guys, something that's not as serious, by making an Overwatch League maintain tier list. This is just for fun, so it's not going to be super serious, and my motivation behind this, if you're asking, is that I've seen a lot of content creators and other people having fun making tier lists about all sorts of different things, and I figured, hey, why not give this a shot? I could have a total blast doing it. So yeah, that's basically my reasoning. It's not super serious. There's not a lot of criteria I'm going off of. This is just for fun, and I hope you guys can accept that. So here we go. First up, we have Among, and I don't think he deserves S or A tier. I think he's a good player, but he's not one of the best. So I think I'm going to put him B. I don't think he deserves anything below that, but definitely nothing higher. He has a really good Wrecking Ball, a very solid Reinhardt, but I think there's a good amount of tanks in the league that are still better than him. So that's my reasoning for Among being B. Up next, we have Ben Best. And while he is a very handsome man, I will give him that, he is definitely not very good, and the stats do speak for themselves. He is a D tier. He does lead all main tanks in the league in deaths per 10 minutes, so that's why he's going to be there. He's feeding big time, not very good. Up next is Bumper, and he's S tier. Do I really even have to explain why? He's easily one of the best tanks in the league right now, if not the best. I know some people will say he's better than Super or Mano or whoever else you think deserves to be better than him, whatever, but his Reinhardt is absolutely insane. He does some of the craziest plays I've ever seen that no one else would even consider doing. He's a god, S tier without a doubt. Up next is Fate, and if this was last year, he would definitely be like A or S, but he's had a very rough first half of the year, and because of that, I think he deserves to be C. He's definitely not D, but he's been feeding, and I just don't think he deserves to be up here yet, so he's like top C, on the cusp of being B, but not quite because he's been playing pretty bad lately. Next is Fissure, and this is a pretty interesting one. Again, kind of like with Fate, if this was last year, he'd probably be in the S or A tier, but he hasn't been all that great, and Marvel has been playing in place of him, so can he really be that good? I don't know. I mean, the stats are pretty similar, but I don't think he deserves to be A. I think he's above Among. I think his Reinhardt and Winston are absolutely insane, but he doesn't deserve A. He's like top B for me. Up next is Fusions, and this is another top B. I think he's kind of like doing what Fissure did last year in a way. He's been a very good leader for his team. His Reinhardt is absolutely crazy. I love Fusions. I think he's pretty darn good. Definitely not A, but very close. Next, we have Gamsu, and he's a pretty interesting one. I think he's also B for me. I don't really think he deserves A. He's definitely not C. I think he's around where Among and Fissure would be. I don't know if I'd say he's better than Among, so I'm just going to put him here for now. I think they're like tied for me, basically. Next, we have Gesture, and this one, I know some people are going to be angry at me, but I think he's still an A tier. I know his Reinhardt is like not the best in the world, but his Winston is world-class, definitely one of like the top 3 at the very least in my opinion, and he's arguably the best Orisa in the league. Just look back at how he did in the playoffs last year. He's absolutely insane in that hero. I think he's just a really good overall main tank. Up next, we have Gushue, and I personally believe while he isn't an S tier, he's very close. I definitely believe he is an A tier, and I'm going to put him above Gesture because he did outperform him in the Stage 2 playoffs when they played each other, and I think it's safe to say that he won the Reinhardt battle, and he looked just as good on Winston, if not better. You can make an argument that either of these guys are the best Winston in the league, but right now, I'm going to take Gushue over Gesture. And another reason that I think Gushue is just so good is because he's still performing well even though he has to speak a language that he's not familiar with. You have to remember that this guy's Chinese on a full Korean roster, basically, so it's really impressive what he's doing. I can't lie. And then now we have Janice, and if this was Stage 1, I'd say he's probably a D tier, but he looked pretty decent in Stage 2. I don't think he deserves B tier quite yet. Maybe low B, but not quite for me. I'd say he's like middle C. I think that's a pretty fair place to put him. I wouldn't put him above Fate just yet, but that could change very soon. Up next, we have LH Cloudy, and I do apologize, Paris Eternal fans. You guys are going to hate me for this, but he too, in my opinion, is a D tier. He's definitely better than Ben Best, but he does feed a lot. It's actually pretty close between the two of them in terms of deaths per 10 minutes. They both rank amongst the top, but LH Cloudy does die a little bit less, so that's my reasoning for him being above Ben Best. Next, we have Mano, or Mano, whatever you prefer to call him. I'm going to say he's an S tier. I know some people will say there's only 2 tanks in the league that deserve to be at the top, but I think Mano is right there with Bumper. I really do. I don't think he's quite as good, but it's very close. He's been a staple in the NYXL for a while. He was good in the 2017 World Cup. His Winston and his Reinhardt have been crazy consistent. He plays a bit more passive than someone like Bumper, but he gets the job done, and we've seen him go toe-to-toe with Bumper. Even though the NYXL lost their playoff match in the Stage 2 playoffs against the Titans 4-1, I think Mano held his own pretty well against Bumper and outplayed him a lot. I know that Mano definitely has what it takes to compete against any of the other tanks in the league. Up next, we have Marvel, and I personally believe that it would only be fair to put him right where Fissure is, like right next to each other. I think that's the right way to do it for me, just because their stats are really similar. I mean, you can barely tell a difference, nearly identical stat line, but also, I think that they both make a lot of the same plays. I know you can make an argument that Fissure is just an absolutely insane main tank. He does all this crazy stuff on his own. He has a lot of hard carry potential, but Marvel has shown that he can make a lot of the same crazy plays that Fissure can, and he does it with less resources. Part of the reason Fissure is so good is because his team usually has to devote a lot of resources to him because he likes to be aggressive, he likes to be the leader, but Marvel plays more passively, so his team just doesn't have to do that. So in a sense, Marvel is almost more valuable than Fissure, but at the same time, is he? I don't know. You can maybe make the argument that Gamsu and Among are better than Marvel. I don't really know. I think this is just where I'm going to put him for now. Maybe I'll change it after the video ends. I don't really know. That's where I'm going to put him for right now, though. Next, we have Muma, and I really don't want to put him D tier. I feel like I almost have to because the Outlaws are horrible, but that doesn't mean Muma is necessarily horrible, right? You know what? I'm going to put him C tier. He's like low C. Muma used to be so good last year, and I think after the 2018 World Cup, he kind of just started to struggle more and more and more. I think they really need Winston and like Dive and stuff to come back. Then Muma will be at his full potential. I feel like his Reinhardt has fallen off a little bit compared to Season 1, so I think bottom C is pretty fair for him. Up next is No Smite, and I think this is another low C. I'm tempted to put him D, like very tempted, but I don't know. I feel like he deserves to be low C. He's made some clutch plays in the past. Gushway's obviously a lot better, and sometimes the Spark struggled with No Smite in the lineup, but I'm going to put him low C, just below Muma. Up next, we have another interesting one in OGE/OG, and I'm going to be 1000% transparent with you guys when I say that I believe he is a top 5 man tank in the Overwatch League. Is he necessarily S tier? Well, not quite yet, but I definitely think he's top A. He's better than Gushway, Gesture, and anybody else I decide to put in the A tier list. And my reasoning behind that is because, for one, from the moment he joined the Dallas Fuel, it kind of just felt like he was the most important piece on the team. His Winston and Reinhardt have been tremendous. He's been a very strong leader for this team, and I just see him as the best player on the team. It's always been like that ever since he's joined. Maybe you could say like Siegel or someone was better during Stage 4, but he's definitely been the superstar for this team in Season 2, without a doubt. So that's why I'm going to have OGE at the top of my A tier. Now we have Pokebo, and I don't think he's amazing, but probably not D tier either. I'm going to put him right above No Smite and just below Muma. I think he's made some good plays at times, but he's been kind of inconsistent. It's not all his fault because the rain have been pretty meh at times this year. But overall, he's just a decent main tank, pretty average. Now we have Rio, and basically the same story for him. He's shown potential, but I guess I'll put him above No Smite. He's shown potential, but he's not quite that good yet. He's definitely average. I wouldn't put him above any of these other guys. Now we have Roar. And Roar, speaking of potential, he has a lot of that. He's been incredibly good ever since joining the Overwatch League. He was really strong in Kangdu Panthera at the time, and I think he's only gotten better as time has gone by, and that's only going to continue to be the case for him as his English gets better. I don't think he's quite better than Gesture just yet, so I'm going to put him low A. And there's no shame in that. That means you're still like a top 5, 6, or 7 main tank in the Overwatch League. No shame in that at all, my dude. You're amazing, Roar, and you're only going to get better from here on out. Who's next? Oh, Sato. Yeah, that is going to be a D tier for me. I'll put him a little bit above Cloudy. Why not? Sato's been a pretty trash Reinhardt, but I'm still going to take him over the Paris tanks. I really am. It's that sad, but his Winston isn't bad. It really isn't. But the rest of his hero pool, yikes. He's been feeding this entire time he's been on the Fusion. He wasn't very good during Season 1 either, and it really makes you question why they're not even attempting to play Fraggy. Speaking of Fraggy, why is he not on here, by the way? Where the heck is Fraggy? I don't know. But anyway, I really am confused as to why the Fusion haven't even tried Fraggy in the GOATS meta because he's so good at Rhine. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Stick with Sato all you want. You're going to have this very trash main tank. Definitely a D tier without a doubt. Next is Super. And Super, in my opinion, some people are probably going to scream at me for this, is the current best tank in the Overwatch League. Well, I guess main tank. I shouldn't just say tank in general. Best main tank in the Overwatch League. He's shown time and time again that he has what it takes to outplay Bumper and some of these other top tanks in the league. He's that good, and in Stage 2, he was especially insane. I mean, just look at his Reinhardt stats if you don't believe me. He was top 2 in like every single category. How could I not put him in S tier at the very least? But again, he's shown the ability to outplay Bumper time and time again in both of the stage finals. He has what it takes to play on par with him, which you'd never think anybody would ever be able to do in their lives. But yeah, Super, in my opinion, right now, best main tank in the Overwatch League. Next is Swan, and that's another D tier. Is he better than... you know what? I don't think Ben Best is the worst tank. I think it's probably Swan, to be honest. He is not good. Like, he's just straight up trash. That's exactly why the Mayhem decided to get Fate. Do I even have to say anything else? That's it. Next, we have Yakpong, our final piece. And I'm going to put him low C. I don't think he's been that bad. I'll put him above No Smite as well. I don't think he's been anything spectacular, kind of like with Rio and Pokebo, but he's had his moments, especially during Stage 1 when the Defiant were 5-2. I felt like him and Envy really did have some strong performances at times, but he's fallen off a lot since then. And basically, that's it, guys. That's what my Overwatch League main tank tier list is looking like. Okay, before we end the video, let's just do a quick little recap. So for S tier, we have Super, Bumper, and Mano. On A, we have OGE, Gushwei, Gesture, and Roar. For B, we have Fusions, Fissure, Marvel, Gamsu, and of course, our god himself, Among. Then for C, we have Fate, we have Janice, Muma, Pokpo, Rio, Yakpong, and of course, No Smite. Then finally, to round out D, there's Sato, LH Cloudy, Ben Best, and Swan. And again, maybe I'd make some revisions if I was going all out, super serious, but this is a general outline of what my main tank tier list would look like, I say. Well, that pretty much wraps everything up here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, because this was a lot of fun for me, and it was also super refreshing because I don't have to go off of a script. There's a lot less editing for me to do with this kind of video, and I get to be more chill. I get to have a lot of fun with this kind of interactive thing we're doing with a tier list. It's all just a bunch of fun, I think, for both sides, for me and for you guys. And now the question is, do you guys want to see more of this? If you are interested in seeing more Overwatch League tier list videos in the future, then be sure to hit that like button and let me know down in the comments section. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay up to date with all of my Overwatch League videos. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I'll be sure to leave a link to the description if you want to make a tier list for yourself. And until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.